Hello, Ungoogleable. Welcome to your life. Today is beautiful. Please log in.
You don't think this is a grand insight? Solitude did increase my perception. But here's the tricky thing, when I applied my increased perception to myself, I lost my identity. With no audience, no one to perform for, I was just there. There was no need to define myself. I became irrelevant. The moon was the minute hand, the seasons the hour hand. I didn't even have a name. I never felt lonely. To put it romantically, I was completely free. This is one of the grandest. We are all performers, mediating ourselves through self-constructed images of ourselves, through mirrors and mirrors. With no one to perform for, no identity to construct, we are unmediated, directly connected. I'm not saying this should be everyone's goal, but Chris's story can tell us a lot about identity and our motivations.
Science educators have recognized that teaching science as a large compendium of facts, without reference to the scientific process and theories that bind them together, simply leads to uninterested and uninformed students. So it's a bit mind-boggling to discover that an Ohio state legislator is attempting to ban educators for teaching anything about the scientific process. And for good measure, the bill's sponsor threw politics and creationism into the mix. The bill, currently under consideration by the Ohio Assembly, is intended to revoke a previous approval of the Common Core educational standards, which target math and literacy. However, the bill's language also includes sections devoted to science and social studies. And the science one is a real winner. The standards in science shall be based in existing disciplines of biology, chemistry, and physics, incorporate grade-level mathematics, and be referenced to the mathematics standards, focus on academic and scientific knowledge rather than scientific processes, and prohibit political or religious interpretation of scientific facts in favor of another. Specifically prohibiting a discussion of the scientific process is a recipe for educational chaos. To begin with, it leaves the knowledge that kids will still receive the things we have learned through science completely unmoored from any indication of how that knowledge was generated, or whether it's likely to be reliable. The scientific process is also useful in that it can help people understand the world around them and the information they're bombarded with. It can also help people assess the reliability of various sources of information. Prohibiting political or religious interpretation of scientific facts, however, opens up a large can of worms. People who believe the Earth is less than 10,000 years old frequently claim that they work with the same facts as actual geologists and biologists. They simply interpret them differently. Although the wording of the bill is vague, it could be interpreted as blocking educators from pointing out how completely inconsistent with the data this interpretation is, or prevent them from describing how the evidence favors a 4-billion-year-old Earth. One of the bill's two sponsors, Representative Andy Thompson Arlima, has gone back and forth about his intent.
Please come back tomorrow.
Red. Blue. Green.
Mic check 1, 2.
Congratulations. You reject the good enough. You reject words like symbolism and postmodernism. Obsolescence is not part of your vocabulary. Every night, every day, every step of the way. The diktat of fashion. The agenda of the color wheel. Gone. It takes more than a pretty face to catch your attention. I repeat. It takes more than a pretty face to catch your attention. Good. That is very good. We are source decoded. For you. For the most perfect moisturizer. The most advanced cosmetic lineup. Scientifically proven, scientifically tested. For you.
Congratulations. Calibration completed.